Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is Nabilah Safril, my trick number 1810918. In this video, I will be talking about the marine life. Life in the ocean is amazing, from cute and cuddly to creepy crawly and to gigantic creatures. Marine life comes in millions of shapes and sizes. Our oceans are home to diverse living things. Therefore, understanding the life cycles, habits, habitats, and interrelationships of marine life contributes to our understanding of the planet as a whole. In this video, I will share about many types of creatures that can be found in the vast ocean. Let's have a look at the first type of the marine creatures, which is cephalopods. Cephalopods are any member of the class Cephalopoda of the phylum Mollusca. Some of the examples are squid, octopus, and cuttlefish. All cephalopods have either arms or tentacles, blue colorations, and they use gills to breathe. They are invertebrates, meaning they are laid of backbones. Let's have a look at the first examples of cephalopod, which is the giant Pacific octopus. It is the largest octopus species in the world and inhabits the northern Pacific Oceans. The largest individual on record with an impressive 300 pounds and measured 30 feet across in length. On average, however, this octopus's weight closer to 110 pounds and measures 60 feet across once fully grown. The octopus is equipped with special pigment cells called chromatophores, which is located just below the surface of the skin that allow it to change color and blend in with rocky or coral-laden surroundings. When threatened, octopus can also cloud predators in black ink. The ink is toxic and can be deadly to octopus if confined to a small space with little current flow. Octopuses, including this giant Pacific octopus, are also known for having blue blood, thanks to a copper-rich protein called hemocyanins in their bloodstreams, which is efficient for oxygen transport in cold oceans environments. Giant Pacific octopus have 2,140 to 2,240 suction cups on their arms, giving them a powerful grip and sense of taste and smell. Next example is coastal squid. Coastal squid can reach combined body and tentacle lengths for up to 40 meters and weight for at least 500 kilograms. It's found around Antarctica and in the southern oceans. It's the largest invertebrate on Earth, and it also has the largest eyes of any animals, even larger than those of the great whales. The third example is flamboyant cuttlefish, which is a small cephalopod species that grows between 6 and 8 cm in size. It is found in tropical Indo-Pacific waters. The skin contains chromatophores or specialized pigment cells that can change the color of the skins. These chromatophores create a vibrant displays on the flamboyant cuttlefish body. The color can change for several reasons. For example, the cuttlefish might be trying to attract prey, threaten predators, or put on a mating display. Next is crustaceans. The word crustal comes from the Latin word which means shell. It is any member of the subphylum Crustacea, a group of invertebrate animals consisting of some 45,000 species distributed worldwide. They are invertebrates with a hard exoskeleton, a segmented body that is bilaterally symmetrical, and have more than 4 pairs of legs. Some of the examples of crustaceans are crabs, lobster, and shrimps. Therefore, one of the examples of crustaceans is the blue king crab. It is the largest king crab species and one of the largest crustaceans. It lives on soft bottom habitats. They are found in the North Pacific Oceans, and the blue king crabs are covered with a spiny exoskeleton that provide them some protection from the predators. They are omnivorous and they will eat any dead or decaying organic matter, whether plant or animals, and a variety of living invertebrates. In the past, this species actually support a large fisheries worth millions of dollars, but the numbers of the blue king crabs have been reduced to the point that commercial fishers are no longer target the blue king crab directly. Colorful hermit crab. It is a large hermit crab that lives along the coast of South America, often found at the South sediments. You can see in the picture, they are beautiful, right? They have purple claws and working legs. How cute is that? However, an interesting fact is that it does not build its own shell, but instead it scavenges an empty snail shell from a variety of species and carries the shell with its tail and abdomen for protection. The third type of marine creatures is shellfish. Of course, there are many types of shellfish that can be found in the oceans. So here I will explaining about the two types of shellfish. The first is the geoduck. Geoducks can be found in the Northeast Pacific Oceans. It is a large clam native to the west coast of North America. It has a small shell compared to the soft part of its body, which it cannot retract into the shell. Oyster. Oyster is usually oval or pear-shaped shells. They are generally whitish gray in outer shell color, and their inside shell is usually a porcelain white. The plump body is gray and slimy, and oyster is high in calcium, iron, and proteins. Among the most popular and heavily harvested species are the Eastern American oyster that can be found in Atlantic waters and Pacific oyster that can be found from Japan to Washington State and can be as far south as Australia. In Malaysia, in Muar River, Johor, Pulau Langkawi, Sabah, and Sarawak, they are harvested in a special culture method. The fourth type of marine creatures is the coral reef. I'm sure everyone loves coral reef because they are very beautiful and colorful. So what is the characteristic of the coral reef? First, they are sessile, meaning they permanently attach themselves to the ocean bed. They are made of the calcium carbonate skeletons, and they prefer warm, clear, and shallow waters. Therefore, they are found throughout the tropics. Let's look at some of the features of the coral reef.
The Great Barrier Reef is like an underwater city whose buildings are alive with millions of small creatures whose lives are intimately and intricately connected. It is as diverse as a rainforest, a mosaic of more than 70 types of habitats, hosting thousands of species of marine life. As many as 100 different kinds of coral may occupy a single acre of ocean. Molecule by molecule, coral animals gradually extract calcium carbonate from the surrounding water to form minute stony cups around each animal's soft crown of tentacles. Some corals live in solitary splendor, but most are built with hundreds, sometimes thousands of individual animals linked together to form a single coral mound, plate, or cluster of branches. Some are like little trees and shrubs. They provide food and shelter for thousands of other forms of life. Corals get the credit for most of the reef structure, but much of the construction is done by fast-growing, encrusting red algae. They act like pink glue, cementing fragments of shell, sand, and coral with sheets of calcium carbonate.
Marine mammals. Marine mammals are animals that, although they live in water, they breathe air, meaning that they must come to the surface to breathe, otherwise they'll drown. They are warm-blooded and they give birth to their offspring instead of their eggs. The blue whale is the largest animal to ever live. It can reach length of at least 110 feet and weight of 190 tons. These animals are only slightly smaller than the United States Space Shuttle. It's very huge, right? However, they are not predatory. They only feed through tiny krill. They are globally distributed and live in every part of the oceans except at the Arctic. Fun facts about the blue whale: they can live for over 80 to 90 years on average. Blue whales are the loudest animal on the planet and can produce sound that can be heard by other blue whales for up to 1,000 miles away. The blue whales can eat up to 12,000 pounds of krill in a day. They also can swim 5 miles per hour on average, but can also swim more than 20 miles per hour in a short burst. Next is the hourglass dolphins. They are recognizable by black and white markings across its body that makes an hourglass pattern. They usually swim in the cold waters surrounding Antarctica and the southern oceans, in which the temperature can reach as low as negative 0.3 degrees Celsius. They usually swim in groups called pods that can reach up to 100 individuals. However, the average hourglass pod is closer to 15 or lesser. They swim off speed at up to 22 km per hour, and they are notorious for riding the wave of fast boats and spraying the surface with seawater as they come for air. Their diets consist of fish, squids, crustaceans, and feed at the surface, which often draws a crowd of seabirds. This cute animal is sea otter. They are found at the North Pacific Ocean, especially at the rocky shores and Cape forests. They often spend all their time in the oceans, including sleeping. Since they must sleep at the water surface, they often wrap themselves in giant kelp to keep them from floating away. They have an interesting method of eating their prey. Sea otters will dive to rocky reef, in which they will collect invertebrates such as clams or crabs, and also a large rock. Upon returning to the surface, they will float on their backs with the rock on their stomach. They will use the rock as a table against which they will smash their shell prey to get to the soft parts that they can eat. They can smash as fast as 45 smash in 15 seconds. This is the kelp that I've mentioned before, in which the sea otter will wrap themselves up in this kelp to keep them from floating away when they are sleeping. They look like plants, but they actually are extremely large brown algae formed in shallow water. They look like one of those scenes in Harry Potter, right? Let's have a look at some of the interesting ocean fishes. This beautiful bull tang usually swim in large schools, grazing over the reef top and grazing on algae. They usually can be found in the coral reef in the Caribbean Sea and the surrounding waters. These fish are also famous to be kept in aquarium due to its affordability. This cute clownfish is very famous due to the movie of Finding Nemo. They live within the tentacles of venomous animals. They have mucus that covers the bodies and protect the fish from animal stinging insects. They eat plankton and algae from the reef surface. They are rare. They are usually 18 cm in length, and they live at depths of at 2000 meters in the complete absence of sunlight. They are distributed worldwide in tropical to temperate latitudes. They have a lure on top of the head to attract prey. The lure is filled with bacteria that make their own light and is very useful since they live in the dark oceans. The lure is also used to attract a mate. We have reached the 7 types of marine creatures, and this is the shark. Shark is a group of fish characterized by cartilaginous skeletons, 5 to 7 gill slits on the side of the heads, and pectoral fins that are not fused to the head. I'm gonna show you some of the examples of the shark. The first example is the bull shark. They live in coastal areas and is distributed worldwide in tropical to warm temperature latitudes. They are able to move into fresh water, especially in the large coastal rivers or lakes. Therefore, this behavior brings them more into contact with humans and responsible for many cases that involve in which the shark bite the humans. However, these cases are rare. They can reach length of 3.5 meters and weigh up to 315 kilograms. They are very aggressive predators. They feed bony fishes and also small sharks, some mammals including the terrestrial and marine, seabirds, and occasionally sea turtles. Next is the frill shark, which gets its name from the frilly appearance of its gill slits. This shark is a strange, prehistoric-looking and rare shark that lives and spends most of its time in deep and dark waters far below the sea surface. It is distributed worldwide in tropical to subpolar latitudes. Next type of marine creatures is rays. Rays are cartilaginous fishes that are related to the shark. They are distinguished from sharks by a flattened disc-like body with 5 gill openings and the mouth generally located on the underside. Cow-nosed rays are named for the shape of its heads, which when observed from the above resemble a cow nose. They are native to the western Atlantic Oceans and can be found at the shallow coastal waters. They are also known to form large schools for up to 10,000 rays and migrate long distance. Adult cow-nosed ray reach width of approximately 3 feet, or about 1 meter. They have poisonous stingers. However, since they are shy and generally swim at the surface, they pose a minimal risk to humans stepping on their spine. Giant manta ray is the largest ray and one of the largest fish in the world. They can reach width of up to 8.8 meters. They swim with their large mouth open, filtering plankton and other small food from the waters. They are found worldwide, especially seen offshore. They are also known to have the biggest brain of any fish. We have reached the 9th type of marine creatures, which is sea turtle. Leatherback turtle is the largest living turtle. Unlike the other turtles which have bony shells, leatherback turtle has a tough, rubbery shell that is composed of cartilage-like tissues. It has the widest global distributions. It spends almost all their time in the oceans, and the females only come to the shore to lay eggs. In Malaysia, they can be found in Terengganu, Pahang, Perak, Kedah, Pulau Pinang, Sabah, and Sarawak. And one of the main shore in which the female turtle will come to lay eggs is in Rantau Abang, Terengganu, and also in Pakar, Pahang. The leatherback turtles are also known to dive down to nearly 1,200 meters, which is deeper than any turtle and most of the marine mammals. They can stay underwater for up to 85 minutes. We have reached the last parts of the types of the marine creatures, which are the seabirds. The king eider is a sea duck that lives in the Arctic oceans and adjacent waters. It gets its common name from the intricate color patterns on its head, which resemble a crown. Like most ducks and relatives, the king eider is migratory. It flies south during the colder months and north during the summer months. Brown pelican is a common seabird found throughout America. The brown pelican's body is of course brown, but the head coloration is somewhat variable, can often be red, yellow, orange, or white. The brown pelicans generally feed close to the shores, avoid the open oceans, and spends most of the time resting on shore. Hence, that's the end of my part in this video. I hope everyone enjoyed and gained so much knowledge and information about the marine life. Thank you so much for watching.